explosive manner wins the Colonial easily. Underway.
Starting fast outside there is Brett Messenger to the early. 55 and 4 the halftime. Just over 3 to go. At the top of the stretch.
Hi there, everyone, and welcome to another edition of PA Harness Week. Along with Heather Moffat, I'm Steve Ross. I messed up because I told you I was going to let you say your name, and I didn't do it. Silly me, right? Say your name.
I'm Heather Moffat.
Are you really? And I'm sharing air with you? This is too hot. Unbelievable. Anyway, we're here at beautiful, scenic downtown Harris Chester. Is it still Harris Chester?
I think it is, but soon it's going to be Harris, Philadelphia.
And what's supposed to happen to this Harris Chester pen I'm using? Look, right. Now, this pen, it's fine now. But in the event this changes, and it will change to Harris, Philadelphia, this pen will no longer write here. I will actually have to go to Philly, and then the pen will start to write again. That's not right.
It sounds like you should put that on eBay. It will be a collector's item.
Ooh, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, we got lots of stuff to cover today, so enough of this craziness. And let's get to the first race today, and we're going to cover Pocono Downs, Mohegan Sun at Same. It was a highly rated condition pace, and Heather's got the skinny on that one for you.
That's where you got it wrong. It was a highly conditioned trotting race.
Well, I was close.
All right, number 1 is Sand Top Gun. Now, this is his 2012 debut, and he's the favorite at 8-5. The 2 is a Big Boy Lloyd. Dagnabbit.
Say it again. Try it again. 3 times fast.
No. 1 time fast. Big Boy Lloyd. Okay, season opener was in Balmoral, and now he comes back east, and he loves Pennsylvania. Number 5 is Cassis, or did we say it's Cassis? He raced at Chester his last 2 wins, and he's taking a nice step up in class.
Eric Carlson sends Big Boy Lloyd first over, and he's full of trot on the backstretch. Cassis picks up that live cover just 2 back. Boinga not quite keeping up on the inside, definitely maybe trying to launch from far back. It's still Sand Top Gun, 3/4, 125 and 3, 28 and 4 there on the back. Sand Top Gun has it by a long neck. Big Boy Lloyd getting close. Break the bank, K still right there. Cassis, and from far back, definitely Mamie, all launching out wide. Top of the stretch, Sand Top Gun is still there by about a length. On the outside, Cassis is coming after him. Sand Top Gun in trouble. Cassis and Joe Pavia Jr.
Sand Top Gun was on top when they hit the half-mile pole, and it looks like he was kicking sand in his competitors' faces. You know, every week we're trying to top each other with the names. Do you notice that? Like when we take a horse's name, and like I try to be really clever, but you're so much better at it than I am.
No.
It's true. All right, but I'm getting there.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, Sand Top Gun. He keeps the pace going, but it's Cassis who paces home the fastest. 28 and 3 to win in 154 and 3. Joe Pavia Jr.'s in the bike. The horse pays $24.
Isn't it Cassis? You say tomato,
right.
I say tomato. Okay, time to go to break now. When we come back, more from Mohegan Sun of Pocono Dancing. We'll go to Harris Chester. Don't go away.
Anders Bluestone was cut loose inside the 3/8 pole.
Mohegan Sun off-track wagering. Allentown, Carbondale, East Stroudsburg. Always leave happy.
Quotable,
why do so many winners travel in EB trailers? They love the ride. EB Pacesetter trailers deliver your horses in peak condition, ready to race every time. Designed to provide safe and comfortable transport for standard-bred racehorses, EB's Pacesetter Series trailers are the preferred choice of professional standard-bred trainers and breeders nationwide. All EB Pacesetter models feature custom standard-bred options and excellent airflow and aligned interior sealing to keep your horses fresh and comfortable. Every EB trailer has commercial quality componentry and riveted sidewall construction engineered and designed to stand up to constant and rigorous horse and road use. And a sleek aerodynamic nose design that also delivers improved fuel savings. More winners ride with EB than any other trailer. EB, setting the pace in standard bred horse transportation.
Welcome, good old Sunday. No love when you don't come. Welcome, son, welcome, welcome. Welcome to your place in the sun. Welcome to your place in the sun.
Hi, and welcome back to PA Harness Week, along with Heather Moffat. I'm Steve Ross. And speaking of Heather Moffat, I must tell you this. After I did my radio show on CBS Radio, 1210 WPHT, Saturday nights at 11 o'clock following the Phillies games, I stopped into a bar to have a drink. And when I was there, there's a dude a few seats away, and he's like checking me out, and I'm feeling a little, what the kids call today, sketchy about all this looking and everything. And he said to me, excuse me, he said, aren't you the guy on that harness racing show on Comcast Sportsnet? And I said, guilty as charged. And he said, you work with that smoking hot blonde, right? And I said, which one? I work with two smoking hot blondes. But he said, no, the one who sits next to you.
Oh, nice.
Hello.
I thought for sure he was talking about Sharla.
Sharla? No,
Yes.
actually was talking about Heather Lovely. Okay,
Right.
back to the action. Saturday's 8th at Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs. It was a condition pace for non-winners of $18,000 in their last 5 starts. $18,000 on the line. This was a pace, not a trot. Thank you. Number 1, Rockin The House with Matt Kakaley, the overwhelming, prohibitive 1-9 chalk. Number 8, JJ's Gladiator, 6-1 with Georgie Knapp. The rest, all a wing and a prayer. And with the call, Jim Pavia.
Rockin' the House is out on top now by about a length. Still there lurking in the pocket is JJ Gladiator, followed by Live Free or Die Hard. The first over move for Casino King has been a steady one, but not really threatening the lead. Meanwhile, inside Mambo Italiano, Kiss My Heart, trying a 3-wide move there. To the 3/4 pole, still Rockin' the House, 124-1, 28-1 the third panel. It's Rockin' the House, still there by a length. Kakaley just rolling along with him here. JJ Gladiator is still tight in the pocket, and then comes Live Free or Die Hard. At the top of the stretch now, it's Rockin' the House, still there by a length. JJ Gladiator is all out to try to get to him. Rockin' the House is there. JJ Gladiator going to make it close. Rockin' the House needs the line. Rockin' the House.
Well, the bettors were absolutely right, as they so often are. And this baby was a 2-horse heat. Rockin' the House got to the wire and neck ahead of JJ's Gladiator, winning in 151-2. Now, when I say a neck ahead, I'm not saying a neck and ahead. I'm saying a neck ahead of.
I got it.
You got that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Time of the mile, 151-2. Number 3, Live Free or Die in Jail. It's off at 60-1 with Brandon Simpson. Got third, and now with another race from Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs. Here's Heather.
Can we hear the smoking hot blonde story again? Okay. All right. Yeah. Winners over Pacers here from Pocono Downs. Purse $25,000. Number 3 is Andy Rue. Now he's the favorite here, and he's coming off a win at Chester and going into the same class. The 4 is Meant to Be Me. This is his the ninth start of the year, and this is his 7th driver. Isn't that weird? You don't hear that very often, right?
Maybe I'll drive him next.
Maybe you will, or maybe you won't. Okay, and number 8 is Big Bay Point. Just won at Yonkers with George Brennan. Now he's at Pocono with another Georgie Napolitano.
Underway, and a bunch of them all firing out of there to go for the early lead. On the outside, Big Bay Point right to his inside, Wayne the lefty, and Andy Rue now on the inside. They're 3 across as they approach the 8th mile marker. Inside 4th, about 2.5 lengths off that battle there is Tobago K's. Another 2 there, 2 Meant to Be Me pacing 5th. At the end, Major Bell and a million pennies at the back. And as the dust settles, Big Bay Point comes away with a lead. The quarter 26-3, predictably sharp. Big Bay Point, fresh off a win at Yonkers, loves to be on that front end, and he's not slowing things down at all here. He's a length and a half out in front of Andy Rue, the even money favorite coming off a win in this group at Chester. Then it's Wayne the lefty, third. Tobago K's tips out there first over, but McCarthy had a second thought there. Now on the outside, first over there, Meant to Be Me. A Million Penny sixth, and following the cover, Major Bell. Half mile, 55 and 3, 29 even second panel. Nicely rated there, and the leader is still Big Bay Point with George Knapp leading it now by a length and a quarter, trying to shake Andy Rue's got the excellent trip. First over, Meant to Be Me is picking off horses for Pavia. Quite the brush there to within a length and a half. Picking up that live cover is Major Bell, who's ready to strike second over. Boxed in fifth now is Wayne the Lefty. Further back there to Tobago K's and A Million Pennies. 3/4, 122 and 4. They went 27-1 there on the back. It's Big Bay Point still by about a length on the outside. Meant to Be Me, and Major Bell now revving up 3 wide, still right there in the pocket. Andy Rue gonna have an excellent finish here. The lead still belongs to Big Bay Point. Andy Rue now with a clear look at it in the passing lane, and Andy Rue is taking over the lead, but Big Bay Point's not done. He's trying to get back at him. Andy Rue!
Andy Rue gets the first call past the quarter, and then he's just lets Big Bay Point do the work for him on front. But then Andy Rue carries Jim Morrill Jr. In that last quarter, 27 and 4 home, and they get up by a neck in 1:15.4. Big Bay Point was second. Meant to Be Me was third.
Okay, no racing naturally on Harris Chester on Sunday because the bunny was around. It was Easter Sunday, so we look back at Friday's feature race. It was a trot, and it was a trot this time, okay? It was race 12, and number 1, Fontainebleau Volo, obviously named after the fine hotel in Miami Beach, was even money with Dave Miller. Number 5, Anders Bluestone with Ron Pierce, the 7-5 second choice, and number 4, Looking Hanover with Yannick Gingras was 7-1, and with the call, here's our guy James.
15 lengths front to back, and the quarter mile was 27 and 3/5 seconds. Passed us the first time. Equity and Tony Morgan have pushed past Naysay Hanover. Equity off 44-1. Cleared Naysay Hanover by a length and a half with a circuit to go, and Naysay Hanover is out to reclaim command, possibly at race's midpoint. Looking Hanover continues to keep close tabs from the third position, just a length and a half behind the leading pair. Fontainebleau Volo's drawn much closer. 3.5 off the lead in fourth. Don't Know Chip has 5 to make up. 1 away the outside, Anders Bluestone is set into motion. Low Leak is second last. 7 lengths off the leading pair, and 2.5 better than trailer, and he's perfect. 56 and 2 for the half mile. 3/8 to go. Naysay Hanover was not able to clear Equity. Equity's holding the lead, and Fontainebleau Volo broke at the midpoint of the backstretch. Anders Bluestone was cut loose inside the 3/8 pole, and now has taken the lead by a length and a half. Massive move from Anders Bluestone, who powered to the front, and he's 2 lengths clear from Low Leak, who's been carried into second wide of Looking Hanover. Equity's backpedaling, and he's perfect is up within 4.5 lengths of the lead. 2.5 more to Don't Know Chip, and the field turns for home. Anders Bluestone with a 4-length lead. Low League driven a joint second with Looking Hanover. Looks like Looking Hanover is going to hold second, but Anders Bluestone prevails.
Okay, here's the deal. Ron Pierce was sitting 6th with Anders Bluestone when he let him roll at the half. He made the front and he aired from there, winning in 1:53 and 4. Looking Hanover had a perfect second over trip, but to no avail, as he couldn't do any better than finish in the runner-up spot. Number 6, Low Leak, off at 9-1 with Tim Keatrick, closed well for third. Fontainebleau Volo, the even money chalk you may recall, made an interference break and was distanced.
I love when you do your Ed Sullivan imitation. Or impersonation.
Who was it? You know who that was.
Howard Cosell.
Very good. Excellent. Okay, when we come back, our other hot blonde, Sharla, will be here, and we'll look at Freestate Raceway. I used to call the races Freestate Raceway. That's probably why they're now closed. Maybe just a coincidence. I don't know. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Back Lobell going along in a good clip leads the way.
Cheers.
We believe in life after work.
We believe good times get better in groups. We believe it's not what we do,
but what happens when we're together.
We believe when one of us wins, we all win. We believe in all-you-can-eat wings.
And fresh hot pizza. We believe the louder you cheer, the faster they run.
We believe that 2's company and 3's a trifecta.
We believe.
Horses laugh like children when they run.
We believe in long shots.
We believe that jockeys are giants.
And sulkies are chariots.
We believe it's always post time somewhere.
We believe there's no place like the home stretch.
We believe.
We believe.
We believe. We believe.
We believe that life on the rail is really where it's at.
Hi there, and welcome back to PA Harness Week. It's time now to go back, way back into time. I'm talking way back in the time machine for PA Harness Week. We're going to look at the 80s, and it's time for our blast from the past. Okay, let's go back now to 1989. Freestate Raceway, located on Route 1, equidistant between Baltimore and Washington, right down the road from Laurel Racecourse. It was the mecca for racing in the Laurel area. And I used to live on Whiskey Bottom Road. That doesn't matter, but I throw that in anyway for a good measure. All right, here's the deal. This was a great race, but it was a quirky race. There was a lot of twists and turns. What happened with this race, Debbie?
Yeah, a little bit of like a soap opera, I guess, right? This is 1989, the Breeders' Crown Open Trot. So you've got Mac Lobell. He's the star in the race. Now, Mac Lobell was that horse of the year who had been driven by John Campbell and owned by Lou Gaida, all right? Now, Lou Gaida sells the horse to Overseas Connections. The horse has a really nice European campaign. Now he's back in America, okay? He's the star. He's the favorite. Well, this is what happens in the race. Delray Hanover ends up winning the race, driven by
John Campbell.
Yes, and owned by
Lou Gaida, who owned everything at that time.
Yes, so you're about to see this really wild race where you think Mac Lobell is going to win, but no, Delray comes right up, wins with John Campbell. And another cool thing, right after the race, we see John Campbell. He gives us, a little quote about what happened during the race. And John Campbell, this is 1989, okay? We had him on the show last week. He's like the Dick Clark of racing. He never ages.
Did he have a mustache back then?
Yeah, he did. Yes. Okay. So I want to know what his secret is.
Mac Lobell going along in a good clip leads the way. Here comes the big gelding up on the outside, Red Road. Into the action, world champion Delray Lobell. Noble U sits the pocket fourth. Along the rail, Chadwick Hanover is fifth. Vizzy Hanover is up on the outside. Armbro Garnsey trail. He's about 5 off, though. The half in 58-1. Mac got a 30-second breather there. They're out of the turn and down the backstretch. Mac Lobell by a head. Right alongside in second, Red Roan. Racing in to be third, Noble U. The cover belongs to Delray Lobell. He might be a factor. Saving ground, Chadwick Hanover. Vizzy Hanover is up on the outside and Armbro Garnsey. This field is now head-to-head, racing by 3/4 in 1:27.3. Mac Lobell on top by a nose. Red Roan right alongside. He looks him right in the eye. Red Roan now takes the lead. Mac Lobell gives way along the rail second. Delray Lobell on the far outside third. Noble U looks for racing room. Chadwick Hanover, Vizzy Hanover, and Armbro Garnsey. It looks like Mac might be beaten, but he's fighting back. Mac Lobell, Red Road. Here's Delray Lobell on the far outside.
It's always a thrill to win a Breeders' Crown, and it's a little more exciting when you win it with a long shot. So it was definitely odd racing against Mac Lobell, but he's just another horse in the race once you turn him behind the gate, and you have to do your best to beat him.
Thank you, John. It's nice seeing John Campbell as a young stud, young buckaroo. Stash still in place. It still looks the same. And he still has the second best stash in harness racing. Thank you.
Yeah, he's got like the fountain of youth. I don't know what he's using as a cleanser, but I'm going to find out.
Okay, time now to go to our other smoking hot blonde, the lovely Sharla. And in her capacity as our roving reporter, she caught up with a very famous horseman. This is what roving reporters do. They catch up with famous horse people. Let's watch.
All right, thanks, guys. I'm here with Team Callahan, Nick and Corey, and we're going to start with Nick. You've been doing this for a long time. Mostly now you train and own horses, but what got you started in this business?
Well, just kind of a family business. You know, my father always had a few as I was growing up, and when me and my wife got married, her father had some, so, you know, just kind of all we knew how to do, so we just picked it up.
And now your son's obviously a pretty successful driver. Did you get him started? Did you push him to do this?
Not at all. You know, it just kind of a freaky thing the way it happened. You know, he had an office job. He called me one day and he says, you know, I'm tired of working in the office. can you give me a job? And I'm like, well, I guess we'll get you a job doing something. And he came back and he started jogging a few, and he still didn't really show an interest in, racing. So he says one day, well, I think I'll get my qualifying license and, decide if I, want to drive. So he got his qualifying license, drove a few, and, it wasn't long. He decided, well, I kind of like it. And I said, well, we'll see how it works out. And luckily it worked out really well for him.
It did work out quite well for you. Now, growing up, you were obviously around the business a lot, but you went to college. You went to University of Kentucky for a while.
Right.
And when you graduated, what did you do? Because you obviously didn't do this.
Yeah, I worked for a company called Spherion. I worked there as a technical recruiter for them, placing people in IT positions anywhere from, a simple PC tech to a CIO.
And you didn't like it?
No, I didn't. I mean, it was okay. I liked the people I worked with, and I liked my job. But, when Sunday night started rolling around, all I could think about was, man, I got to go to work tomorrow, in a whole nother work week. And, now some days I work 7 days a week, and, it doesn't bother me. I like showing up. It's a fun job, and I'm very fortunate to be able to do this.
Now, do you enjoy it when he drives your horses?
Most of the time. Yeah, there's one thing about it. When I send him out there with one, I have confidence in him. And, I've had some owners, they'll tell me, what do you think about this horse or that horse, And I said, look, that's not my job. When the horse goes on the racetrack, that's his job.
And with your son being the leading driver at Dover now 3 years in a row, you got to be proud of him.
Oh, yeah. It's one of them things where you never think it's going to happen, because like I said, when he first started driving, I never thought it would, escalate to this point.
He didn't have faith in you.
No, he didn't.
Well, it isn't that you don't have faith in somebody. It's just kind of the thing that, you got a kid that's playing baseball and he's playing Little League and he makes it to the major leagues. You never think that's going to happen. And, in harness racing, that's what he's done. He's gone to the major leagues.
Well, that's right. You are in the major leagues now. You both are. Thank you so much for joining me, and we're going to send it back to you guys.
Thanks, Sharla. I appreciate that. Always nice to hear from a smoking hot blonde, isn't it? Absolutely. Stay with us when we come back. We're going to go in the bike some really big races, an incredible upset, and we're going to head to Yonkers Raceway for another leg of the Levy and the Blue Chip Matchmaker, which is nothing more than a slush fund for like foiled again in real life. She just win 25 grand a week. I want to know what it is. Don't go away.
CU at Peeler should have plenty in the tank.
Mohegan Sun Off-Track Wagering. Allentown, Carbondale, East Stroudsburg. Always leave happy.
Hi there, and welcome back to PA Harness Week, along with the lovely smoking hot Heather Moffat. I'm Steve Ross, and time now to go in the bike. Saturday's second race at Woodbine was the $125,000 final of the Glory's Comet Trot. Serious horse selection here, including Horse of the Year, Sandpail, who went up from 1 to 20. The only horse that wasn't double digits was Mr. Herbie. Don't let the name fool you. It sounds like it's not a great name. Mr. Herbie. But he can trot his face off. And here's the call with Ken Middleton.
Mr. Herbie is rushing up on the outside, coming after Sandpail as these two trotting titans go to 3/4. Sandpail on the inside, Mr. Herbie alongside, 3/4 and 123 3/5. Back into third is Winsong Géant, then French Fries and Vinegar, top of the stretch. And it's Sandpail leading the way. Mr. Herbie to his wheel on the outside, back to Winsong Géant from in third. Sandpail leads it with 1/8 of a mile to go. Mr. Herbie on the outside, still coming after him here. Mr. Herbie, Sandpail digs in. Sandpail giving all he's got. Mr. Herbie pushes him right to the end. Mr. Herbie on the outside.
Mr. Herbie wins! Mr. Herbie wins! And he won by this much. It was really a great race. Sandpail did what he always does. He went to the front, and when they turned for home, he was dead game. Mr. Herbie, who came first up, was real gutsy trip, and they went to the wire together. Boom, on the money. Mr. Herbie wins at pace 14 and change, and Sam Bale was second. Winsong Giant with Rich Zorn was third.
Okay, now I've got another $125,000 final, this time for Pacers Spring Pacing Championship. Really, the one horse to watch here is number 5, Golden Receiver. He's the even money favorite. He won both of his prelims going into this final.
And it's Golden Receiver still on top. Waples after earplugs, 3/4, 122 and 1. Golden Receiver stretching out the lead to 2 lengths now. St. Elmo Hero suddenly 3 lengths back in second. As Golden Receiver turns on the jets, Golden Receiver paces away.
Golden Receiver leads the gate the fastest, never looks back. He has the front the whole way and really has his way with the fractions too. Here we see Randy Waples, and he guides Golden Receiver to a 149 and 2 mile 5-length win. Just dominated this field, and this horse is only $100,000 away from $1 million. Yeah, so $100,000 seems like a lot, but when you put it in perspective with $1 million, not that much.
Remember when $100,000 was a lot of money?
Yeah, I do remember. Melvin was second, Better's Reward was third.
And tell you how tough Golden Receiver is St. Elmo Hero. You know how good he was. He won 24 in a row last year. He sat in the 2-hole, got a perfect trip, and all he could do was back off in the lane.
Right.
He's scary fast. Okay, down to Yonkers for some more $50,000 Levy Limb Legs. Okay, in the 7th, number 1 field again with Yannick Ginois, the 1-9 chalk, and 2011's older pacer of the year did not disappoint. Jogging in 152 and 4, number 4 blatantly good, off at 16 to 1 with George Brennan got second. In the next race, Real Nice, who is real good right now with Jason Bartlett, was 1-9 and 1 off by 5 and 153 and 2. Mac Raider with Georgie Brennan was a non-threatening second. And now for a couple of Breeders' Crown matchmaker events that took place the night before, here's Heather.
All right, now, yes, it was Friday night. See you at Peeler's. Last year's 3-year-old filly champion continued her comeback, and she looks to be in championship form once again. In her elim, well, she goes off 1-9 with Sears. They wire the field. They win by 2 and 152 and 4. Then in the next race, which was the 9th, another blue chip matchmaker elim. Last year's champion pacing mare, Andrew Vett, she was off at 1-9 with Tim Tetrick. They wired the field as well, winning by 3 and 153 and 1. Cannot wait to see these chicks duel it out soon.
That would be great. I'd be very excited, wouldn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
Now you could take all the money you made of betting Andrew Vett, Seawood Peelers, foiled again, and Real Nice. Put all that together that you parlayed and buy yourself maybe like almost a gallon of gas. Seriously. Okay, and for all that's going to do it for us, and for all of us here at PA Harness Week, including Bruce Casella behind the camera, the lovely smoking hot blonde Heather Moffat, the other smoking hot blonde Sharla McBride, I'm Steve Ross. Have yourself a great week, and don't forget to get high on harness.
It's only natural.
Explosive Matter wins the Colonial easily. Underway. Starts fast outside. Messenger to the